Hi there, welcome to Fact Friday. This week I want to talk to you all about point-to-point correspondence versus formal similarity. So after Priya's pop quiz, I realized that almost 50% of you confuse the two concepts, which actually is commensurate with my experience in our workshops. I do find quite often that people confuse these two terms. So the question from Priya's pop quiz was, in verbal behavior, when the controlling antecedent stimulus and the verbal operant share the same sense mode, you have... And the answer was formal similarity. In verbal behavior, the controlling antecedent stimulus is the antecedent that evokes that verbal response, that verbal behavior. For example, for mands, it's the MO. For tacts, it's the nonverbal SD. And then, of course, we have those verbal operants that are controlled by verbal SDs. And these operants share the distinction of having to compare the form of the antecedent to the verbal behavior, as well as looking at the point-to-point correspondence between the antecedent and the verbal response. So let's talk about it a little more. Formal similarity means that antecedent stimulus that controls the behavior is the same form as the actual verbal behavior. So think spoken antecedent, spoken verbal behavior. Written antecedent, written verbal behavior. Signed antecedent, signed verbal behavior. So if you say vocally, "Hi, how are you?" That's the controlling antecedent stimulus, to which I respond vocally, "I'm good, thanks," the verbal behavior. We both have used the same form, vocal language. Similarly, we could have both used written word. You could have written that and I could have written back. You could have signed it and I could sign back, as long as we're using the same sense mode, the same form. We have formal similarity. Point-to-point correspondence, on the other hand, is when the content of the antecedent stimulus matches identically to the verbal behavior. So in my first example, that wasn't the case. But if you say, "Polly want a cracker," and I say, "Polly want a cracker," then we have point-to-point correspondence, because Polly want a cracker is identical to Polly want a cracker. Same beginning, same middle, same end. So even if you write it and I say it, if you sign it and I say it, you sign it, I write it, it doesn't matter. We've still got that point-to-point correspondence. The elementary verbal operants that share the same sense mode, formal similarity, with their controlling stimulus are echoic and sometimes intraverbal, though that is not required. And the elementary verbal operants that have to have point-to-point correspondence are echoic, transcription, and textual. So I hope that helps, guys, and I will definitely see you all next time.